really hope that I am in focus. I probably should check, but I'm probably not going to. No. So, hello world, my name's Humna, and welcome to this segment, and probably one of my first things that I'm ever gonna start off with, called Chai Talks. So let me give you guys a little background about me. So I am one of the co-associate producers of Hijabi World, a short documentary that kind of went viral on Facebook through the New York Times Lens blog. And so I'm trying to expand my horizons and keep continuing the work that I started with Hijabi World and bring it to a new platform and bring it to a different platform where I can reach a new audience, or maybe the same audience, and, you know, really connect. So this segment is called Chai Talks because, one, I love chai. Chai is not the fancy drink that you guys get from Starbucks with, you know, cinnamon and stuff like that, but chai is just tea, milk, and sugar from where I come from, which is Lahore, Pakistan. And I drink chai like there's no tomorrow. Like, I have to have a cup a day, so this is my second cup today. So my first chai talk, I guess, is gonna echo off of the work that I've already started and the work that I've been working on, which is about hijab, and I think it's a really important issue to talk about because it's a very visible article of clothing that identifies a Muslim very easily, I guess. With the current climate of what's going on, I think I really want to define what hijab is for me, at least. I can't speak on behalf of all other hijabis and what their experiences are, but for me at least, hijab has been always like a kind of, sometimes a love-hate relationship, but more positive because, you know, it's my identity, it's me, it's who I am. I don't think I would have gone out and done 95% of the things that I do in college, or I do at home or with my friends today if it weren't for my hijab. And I think it really defines my character and who I am and what I want to do with life as well. Like, I think it was really funny because, let me share a personal story with you guys. In 8th grade was when I started wearing hijab, and for those of, I go to school in the United States, so 8th grade was a while ago for me because now I am a senior in college and I'm 21. So when I was like 12 or 13, I started wearing hijab in the 8th grade, which is, I guess, for some people junior high school or middle school. At the end of the year, we had something called the 8th grade award ceremony or something like that, and it would be like, my school was set up in like, you were part of like class team type of thing, so you're either in 8A, 8B, 8C, I don't know how to describe it, I guess like different teams, whatever. It was fun rivalry type of things when we had like pep rallies and stuff like that, because we would be like, go 8A or 8C or whatever team you belong to. So at the end of the year, we'd have these awards where there would be awards given out for, like, you know, attendance, there'd be academic excellence and stuff like that, and they would be given out to each, at least a female and male from each team. And so when there would be at least a female and male, and sometimes not from each team, but just as the 8th grade class, the class of 2009, wow, this is old, the class of 2009 as a whole. So I remember that was my first year ever wearing hijab, and at the awards, you know, I ended up winning the Courage Award, and it was really funny because none of my family told me that I was winning this award. They all knew, they all showed up, and I didn't know. I was at that ceremony dressed like a bum, by the way, which I regret to this day, because I remember my mom was really pushing for me to wear something really cute that morning, and we just got back from our class field trip the other day before, and I was tired, exhausted, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna wear the hoodie I bought. So I ended up wearing the hoodie I bought. The teacher, my teacher, she's talking about how this girl, you know, did not let, like, her faith stop her and stuff, and I started like, I'm like, okay, this is interesting, and then like people are looking at me, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And then in the beginning she's like, she's very passionate and strong and etc., which is like, okay. But that happened, and I ended up winning the award, and I think that had I not worn hijab, I don't think I would be qualified to be counted as a person of courage, if that makes any sense. I think from that moment forward, it really showed people that you can cover and you can you know, look different and be different but still be passionate. And I think that's unfortunate that people think that because you are different or you look different that you're not as passionate or you're not as talented, I guess, as other people. And I think it's something that people still struggle with grasping today, is if you are different in any means that you can't excel, which sucks. And I think today what I see with hijabis and non-hijabis alike is that we don't have this courage in ourselves to see ourselves excel. And I think that's a problem. I think I'm going to reference Superwoman here because she says it best, girl love, and I think that's what we really lack in today's society, is that we don't root for each other to do well. We don't root for each other to support each other, and I think that needs to change, especially for hijabi women. We can't, you know, like I've heard it, seen it, and sometimes I feel like I'm, you know, probably need to be better at not doing this as well, because before I speak and preach to anyone else, I'm preaching to myself. And I think that's important to remember, is that we need to stop putting each other down as hijabis. We need to, you know, instead of saying, oh, did you see her wearing skinny jeans with her hijab, like, who are you to judge if she's wearing skinny jeans with her hijab? Who are you to judge that, like, if that's right or wrong, you know? I think I find myself guilty of it, doing it sometimes too, and I think that needs to change within myself, and I need to be more self-aware of when I'm doing these things. And I think another part of it is, like, we need to stop each other from letting each other talk so ill about each other in this manner. I think what my experience of filming Hijabi World and meeting so many wonderful and strong hijabi women is that we haven't built a support system for each other, and I think that's really bad. I think it's really bad because at the end of the day, when we're looking for a hand to hold or somebody to relate to, we can't find that person. And I think what Muslim Girl does really well is creates this sense of community and support for all types of Muslim women and non-Muslim women. It creates a community where we can empower each other, and I think that's what we really lack today. And I think I just want to put it out there that, like, we really need to stop tearing each other down and tearing non-hijabis down. I think before we even tear each other down as hijabis, we need to stop doing it to non-hijabis, because most of the time I find myself catching myself and finding a girl who doesn't wear hijab to be way more religious than I am, way more practicing than I am, have way more knowledge than I am. And I think you really can't judge a book by its cover, and if you keep doing that, you're not really expanding your horizons and learning about people. You have a very closed-minded look about life, I guess, in a way. And I know, like, a lot of what I'm saying is probably gonna come off as extremely controversial, as like, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. But you know what I'm stating right now is my observations of people. And I go to one of the most diverse campuses in the nation, where there is a huge hijabi population, where there is a huge Muslim population of both covering and non-covering girls. And I think sometimes I find more solace and comfort in the girls that don't cover. I was one of the only hijabis in my high school, so I didn't really have, like, a hijabi survival friend group or anything like that, because all my friends were non-Muslims mainly. You know, and that wasn't a bad thing. I think that was a really interesting dynamic to see how supportive they were, and to see how, you know, running out of gym class they would be trying to help me fix my scarf and everything like that. But I think what's really important to remember is that I've never seen the need for a support group until I got to college, until I started seeing other Muslim girls wishing ill onto each other. And I think that was, like, this really weird thing for me. I'm just like, why are we doing this to each other? Why are we saying that we don't, like, if it's not my success, it can't be anybody else's success? And I think that narrative really needs to change and really needs to shift into being like, if this hijabi girl is on fire, if this Muslim girl, hijabi or not, is on fire, let me support that fire and, you know, share her content and help her out in any means I can. But I don't find that as much in the Muslim community. We do such a good, if there was ever an Olympic game for, like, bringing each other down, I think Muslim girls would win at it. Because if I just look at, like, all the things that have been recent in the news, like Nutaguri and the founder of Muslim Girl. I'm really bad at pronouncing names, but how they've been under so much fire for really, trying to change narratives and trying to challenge different viewpoints. And it's just like, we can't live harmoniously anymore. That's what I'm slowly learning, and I don't want to keep learning that, because I want us to be in a place where we all can support and love each other, and we're not in that place. We're very far from that place. I think we find that more and more with a non-Muslim community than within the Muslim community, because we have so many things that divide us more than that unite us, and we really cling onto the things that really divide us. And I think we're shifting into this very, very unhealthy conversation, and I think I'm gonna stop before I get very emotional and heated about this. But I think one thing to remember is hijabi, not hijabi, Muslim, non-Muslim, this concept of girl love that Superwoman has coined and has been, really pushing. I think we really need to look at that seriously and really understand that. At the beginning, when I first heard of it, I'm like, okay, well, it's already there, but it's not. It's really not. We don't elevate each other, yet we look at each other as competition. I think there's nothing wrong with competition as long as it's healthy, but we don't do healthy competition. What we do is that it's me or no one else. It's me and me only. And I think the narrative needs to change into it's we. And we as a community, as individuals, can succeed together in a common space, and we don't need to fight each other to be at the top. We can all be at the top together and really challenge each other in that space in a healthy way. And right now in today's society, we don't challenge each other in a healthy way. I think for Muslims and non-Muslims alike, and especially for hijabi and non-hijabi, we need to stop judging each other. We need to stop trying to qualify what is a good hijabi and what's a non-hijabi, what's a good Muslima and what's not a good Muslima. And for those of you who don't know what the word Muslima is, it's a female Muslim. So that's like the female way of, I guess, saying it is Muslima in Arabic. So I think that's important, is we can't play God. We can't judge somebody just on appearance, because yeah, that's the most visible thing, but people are way more than just what they seem. And I think if you are very outer level, you'll never go beyond that, and you'll never really value people. And I think that's difficult to come by these days, is finding people who really truly value people, who really truly want to understand people. We're so stuck on these surface level things, these surface level friendships, that we really don't take the time to get to know each other anymore. And I think so. If you like what you're seeing, please like it, subscribe, share it, spread the word. I'm on YouTube. This is going to be interesting.